Hi everyone, so today I'm back with another video. This time I'm doing a what's in my makeup bag, kind of everyday makeup should I say. So this little makeup bag, don't judge me, it comes everywhere with me, except a night out. Obviously I don't take this in a night out. It would, like, could you imagine? I'd probably have girls coming over to me like, oh, can I borrow that, can I borrow that? Like, no, it wouldn't fit anywhere. So this is what I take in my handbag, and it looks really big and bulky, but it's kind of because some things I swap out, so majority of things stay in here. But I've got things like eyeshadow palette that's in there, that if I'm like staying at Zach's house or something, then I'll take like this with me as well. But this is like in my handbag every day. And it looks like a lot, but I feel like I'm just one of these people that is like, oh, what happens if I need that lip gloss today or whatever like that. So yeah, I don't take it on a night out, but in my handbag every day you'll find this makeup bag, which by the way is from Girls with Attitude, which is one of my favourite brands, as you know. So I'm going to show you what I've got going on inside. So actually what I'm going to start with is this palette. This is my Ride or Die palette, literally. I don't even know how you pronounce it, Morphe 35F palette is life. I wear the same shades. If it's an everyday look, then I will literally wear the same matte shades every day. So this one, as you can see, is running out. So I use these sort of 6 mainly on an everyday basis, and then when I'm going on a night out, I'll mix it up a bit and use some of the shimmer shades. So this palette is, yeah, my go-to. So if I'm going to stay at friends or if I'm going on holiday, I'll always take this with me, but obviously I'll leave it in the hotel room or in my bedroom or whatever when I'm away. But I can't go anywhere without it, and I probably could buy all the shades, like similar shades individually, but I just love the palette. It covers all occasions, like daytime, nighttime, whatever. So this is my Ride or Die palette. Obviously I can't carry it around in my handbag every day, but if I'm going somewhere I'll take it with me. So I'm going to just move on to another eyeshadow palette that I love. So if I'm ever going somewhere and I want to take an eyeshadow palette out with me, but I can't take that big one, then I rely on my Girls with Attitude natural palette. So this is, it's a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. I'm going to cover up the mirror. So there's a mixture of matte and shimmer shades. I normally stick to like the more natural colours, like the pinks. There's like some nice greys and stuff in here, but I've never actually used those. But this is like my one that comes in my handbag if I can't take my Morphe or whatever. So I think this is like super cheap, like I think it's under £10, I think, but I'll pop a link below to it. But I just like the shimmer ones. The normal matte colours are nice for like just every day. So yeah, this little one comes everywhere with me. I just apologise for the state that it's in. You can see that I'm normally in a rush when I'm doing makeup because it's just in a mess. But yeah, if you're looking for like a natural palette, I would recommend this one. And it's not always sold out, so with the Morphe it's obviously a bit harder to get. You have to get it from certain websites. Girls with Attitude are really good at like restocking. So yeah, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative and one that you can actually fit in your handbag, I'd go for that one. And now I'm just going to show you what's going on inside because it is full to the brim. So foundations I'm going to start with. It depends what day, what mood I'm in, where I'm going, like whether I'm taking photos or not, depending on what foundation I wear. So if I want a dewy finish with I'm going to say good coverage but not too heavy, I go for the Maybelline Fit Me. This is perfect for summer. If you want like a dewy finish, I just pop this on with a bit of highlighter over the top and I love it. That's in shade 120, and if you want to see what it looks like on my skin, I featured it in another video that I'll link below. So that's kind of like in my makeup bag. In summer I think it's kind of nice, so it's not too thick. Second foundation that I like, which is more for what I use in the evening. So when I went to Malaga I wore this in the evenings because it's a little bit thicker and I just feel like it gives a really nice coverage. So that's the Urban Decay All Nighter. I know a lot of people think that it oxidises really quickly, and it does, but that's why I wear it kind of in summer because I've normally got a bit of a tan anyway. Obviously the price points are very different. This is like £6.99 and this was, can't remember, so I'll link it below. This is my evening one, this is my daytime one. Now it says on the Maybelline Fit Me that it's matte and poreless. I agree with the poreless bit, but on my skin it's quite nice. It gives a bit more of a dewy finish. Maybe that's because of the way I prime my skin first and maybe my skin itself, but I quite like it. It feels quite dewy on my skin rather than completely matte. So that's why I use that one. And we have got a third foundation going on. My trusty Studio Fix Fluid in NC20. This is my daytime foundation. If I'm going to an event in London or I'm taking blog photos, then I'll wear this. I think I've got an I've got NC20 on now, so I wear that in the daytime. Sometimes I'll just wear it on its own with no bronzer, no nothing, just because it is quite natural. I mean, today I've got a lot of bronzer on, so you're probably thinking that does not look natural on your face. But generally this is my kind of everyday wear, and I got it from the Gunwolf outlet actually, which was £16.50, and normally it's a little bit more than that, so I did have a bargain with that one. So these three are kind of my trusty everyday makeup bag essential foundations, and I think I'm covered for all occasions with these three. Then we've got a primer. So this is the Revelation Revolution Ultra Base Primer. So primers are a bit of a difficult thing with my skin. I mix them up quite a lot, but at the moment I'm wearing this one. It's literally just a clear gel. Other ones I've used in the past are, I use Benefit Pore Freshenal, I use Nivea Men's Shaving Balm, and I also use a Sleek Illuminator. But this is just easy because it's quite small, it just fits in my handbag, and it does give a really nice smooth finish to the face, and it's really cheap. So you can get that in Superdrug, and there's not really too much going left in there, so I'll probably have to buy a new one soon. But yeah, that's my current primer must-have. This is in such a random order, by the way, so I apologise. Next up we have my trusty bronzer. So I always use the MAC Dark Tan Mineralised Skin Finish, especially in summer, so as you can see it's quite dark. But it's good for like if you want to double up bronzing with contouring, blah blah blah, rather than having like a contour palette. I just rely on this all the time, and it has lasted me so well. I bought this back in August, and we're now obviously in July, so and I use it every day, so it's lasted me really well. Whilst we're on the subject of like bronzers and things for your face, I'm going to go on to my blusher. Now I use the NYX Chiffon Baked Blush. Now I don't even really want to show it to you because I know it's in a bit of a state. But that's the colour. So it's not massively rosy, it's got a little shimmer to it, but it's really nice, and I use this every day, and I think that these two go really nicely together. So obviously I do mix it up a little bit, but generally this is the only blusher. Generally this is the only blusher you'll ever see me wear, and again I just really like it. I've had this ages. I've had this since January, maybe February, and it's lasted me well. Obviously it has gone down a lot because I use it every day, but it's not too big in your handbag either, and it's quite nice. Right, next up we have something that you girls all need in your makeup bag. If you don't have it, what are you doing? So the iconic London Illuminator in Original. I got given this in a goodie bag, and I'd wanted to buy it for ages, and I was just like, oh, I don't know. I'm a bit wary about buying makeup products online. I've got so many highlighters and I love all of them. Genuinely, I've never used a highlighter that I don't like. But I'd always been interested in the iconic, and I just never really got around to buying it. And I went to a Miss Pup event, and they put one in our goodie bag, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. Honestly, it is unreal. Like, it's so worth the money. If you don't have it, you need to get it. So I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to show you close up. It is literally the smoothest, like silkiest. I feel like a unicorn when I wear this. So yeah, I got it in Original. I often just put it along here. Actually, in my Primark haul, my most recent one, a lot of people were commenting about what highlighter I was wearing. It's this one. So I just pop it down here, a little bit there, a little tiny bit on my nose, and then sometimes over my eyebrows. But I love it. But this mixed with the Maybelline Fit Me for like a dewy, glowy summer look is perfect, and it's definitely worth the money. And you get quite a lot in there. You really don't need that much. So that is kind of probably my favourite product in my makeup bag at the moment. Right, whilst on the subject of highlighters, just because you've got to have two options, haven't you? I also have the Topshop Glow Pot in Gleam. So it's just literally a little pot. I haven't used that much of that one, but sometimes I'll mix them up together. So yeah, that's in Gleam, and I got this for Christmas. I just think the Topshop Glow Pots are really nice. You wouldn't automatically think of going in there maybe, but they are really good. I'm just going to see if I can show you. I've put some on my hand, so I'll show you. So it's not too liquidy, it's creamy, which is nice. So it's really smooth and silky, which is what you need really. So they've got two alternatives. I've obviously got the liquid one from Iconic, and I've got the cream one from Topshop. I don't like I say, this is all in my makeup bag every day, but sometimes I'll mix it up. I won't wear like both highlighters sometimes in one day. I might just mix it up. Next up we have concealers. So two concealers that you all need, and I'm sure you've seen these everywhere because everyone raves about this one. So the Maybelline Eye Eraser, I think that's in Light. Yeah, I've got that in Light, and then I use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20. These two come everywhere with me. Even if I'm only going to the shop, they'll be in my makeup bag, purely because they're so good, and my eyes always look so tired all the time, so I mix them both together. I also use this on my eyelids as well to set my eyeshadow, and it's really nice because it's not too thick. So yeah, these two together are my favourite concealers. Obviously drugstore and more of like a higher end brand, I guess. So yeah, there's two different options there. I love them both. We also have in here, so this is MAC eyeshadow in Brulee Satin. I use this every day to set my eyes, so I'll go in with the concealer eye eraser, and then over the top I'll pop this just to set the base for my eyeshadow. So concealer, eyeshadow, and then I'll use the Morphe palette or the GWA palette. This comes everywhere. It's such a nice shade. It's not too white, it's a bit creamy, and it just gives a really nice finish to the concealer. So that is that one. Then we're going to go on to brows. So two products that I use all the time without fail. So the NYX Micro Brow in Espresso, or Espresso, however you want to word it. I use that first to carve out the shape of my brows, and then I go in with the Benefit Brow in shade 4 just to fill in my brows a little bit more. And again, I literally have had these for ages. I do go through the NYX one quite quickly, NYX, however you want to say it, so I do have to replenish that quite a lot. I've had this Benefit one since, I've actually had it for about 6 months, and okay, I'm running out a little bit now, but it lasts me so well and I use it every day. And again, if you don't want to do a full makeup look, these two, as long as you've got your brows and your foundation and your highlighter, you're sorted basically, especially in summer. Then we're going to go on to lips. So this is what I mean when I say I have to cover like all eventualities with my lips. So I've got I've got 4 different lip glosses and they all look identical. So I've got 4 lip glosses here. So the one I'm wearing at the moment, which is the MAC Lust lip gloss, and I love this for summer. When you're on holiday, when I was in Spain the other week, I literally just had this on my lips, and I mixed it with the NYX nude lip liner, and the two together go really nicely. So these two are like an essential combination. Then I've got the Barry M lip kit, so in Pose. So that's these two. Excuse the state of them, they look really messy. I do try and clean them. And these two, and again, it's a little bit darker than a nude lip for me, so that's kind of if I feel like mixing things up. Then my 2 essentials I wouldn't be without, NYX Cairo and London. I normally have Athens in my bag, but I literally ran out the other day, so I need to go buy a new one. But the 3 of them together are my favourites. So obviously Cairo's quite pale, London's more of a brownie nude, but they go on really nicely and they do last quite a while. So these two are kind of like my lip must-haves. I also have some other little random bits in my makeup bag that I'm going to show you. So liners, I just use the Barry M Kohl eyeliner pencil in black when I wear eyeliner. Obviously this is only my everyday, so if I'm going on a night out and I'll wear like a gel liner or something, then I've got a whole different makeup bag for that. So this is just everyday. I do have a sharpener because I go through lip liner like there's no tomorrow. Now these little things, if you suffer from oily skin, then you need these oil absorbing sheets. They're like £3 from Boots and they just look like little sheets of paper. And they're blotting pads, so before I do my makeup I'll pop them on to get all the oil out of my face. But what I'm going to do, because I can see that my face is a little bit shiny, I'm just going to show you how they work. It might make you feel a bit sick, but they are amazing. So my forehead looks quite shiny at the moment. So you just blot on over your makeup and then you just literally, it soaks up the oil on your face. So I don't know if you can see, literally just flapping my oil around. It is the most weirdest thing in the world, but it's so much better. So normally I'll put those on all the time before my makeup or when I've got makeup on, just to get rid of the shine, and they do really work. And there's, I think you get like 50 sheets in there, it's so good. So they're always in my makeup bag. Then something else which I think is an essential for us girls, it's from the perfume shop, the little mini perfumes. So it's like Diddy, handbag size. I can't remember what they're actually called, but they're just like mini perfume containers. So obviously when you're going out and you don't want, and I do take this on a night out by the way, if you don't want to take a bottle of perfume out or you can't because your bag's not big enough, then these are perfect. You just top it up from your perfume bottle and then you've got it in there. So this comes everywhere, holidays, nights out, meals out, to work, like everywhere, because I'm not taking a bottle of perfume out of my handbag. So yeah, this just fits in my makeup bag really nicely, and I think it was like £9.99. Then we have got some random little bits in here. These are things that have probably just been in there for about too long. I've got eyelash glue. I've got like 3 different things of eyelash glue. God, you can never have enough eyelash glue. Then I've got a this is so random. I've got a hay fever tablet. You might need it. I am the worst for hay fever, like my nose just like hates pollen, anything like that, so I always have one in my makeup bag. I've also got a Dermalogica Stress Positive Eye Lift treatment, which shouldn't really be in my makeup bag because you use it at night. I don't really know why that's in there, but that's what's in there at the moment. And then I've just got some hair clips, so if I'm out and I've got to do my makeup, I swear I just cover for all eventualities. So much makeup, but that's just basically the kind of contents of my everyday makeup bag. I've got so much other makeup, so if you would like to see more of my eye palettes or lip glosses or foundations or powders, anything like that, just let me know because I do have a lot. But this is kind of like the basics, what I take with me every day. So yeah, I will link most of the products below just in case you want to have a look at them yourself. If you have any questions regarding any of the makeup I use, because I did say on another video that I have had bad skin in the past, and some of you asked me some questions on my skin and like what I think is good for certain skin types and things like that. If you have any questions, just comment below and I'll reply back to you. But yes, thank you for watching and I will see you in another video soon.